Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Breakpoint Breakdown. This is our daily roundup for day 8 at Wimbledon. We ended the day on a bit of a downer. It was an unfortunate incident that happened, but it was overall a very good day of play. Every match except for the one that we'll start with did go 4 sets. Great days of play, but let's start with the unfortunate incident that took place today. It was Sinner versus Dimitrov. Grigor Dimitrov retires against Jannik Sinner after leading. Yes, that's correctly. He led Jannik Sinner 2 sets to love, 6-3, 7-5, 2-all, retires. Brutal for Grigor Dimitrov. He was absolutely outplaying Jannik Sinner. He was doing everything well that we said he would have to yesterday when we previewed it. But basically what happened in that when he was serving down 1-2 in the third set, he went to hit a volley and we kind of saw him go to his pectoral area, and he kind of just stretched it out a little bit. Then went to hit a serve, and it was a very weird looking serve. If you watched it, it was only 96 miles per hour. Is that why? It was actually an ace. And then he got down, stretched at his pectoral. It was clearly not right. He was down on the ground. I mean, he was seriously in pain. Jannik Sinner came to him. It was a great sportsmanship from Jannik. But yeah, what do you make of this?
Yeah, I mean, it's just really unfortunate for the whole injuries that he's had to go through this past year. I'm pretty sure he's had to retire out of 5 or 6 of the last
five consecutive majors. Now he's retired, dating back to Wimbledon last year.
Yeah, I mean, 5 consecutive majors retiring is just really unfortunate, especially for his age too. With the detrimental injuries that he's getting now, especially being 30 plus on the tour. I mean, I don't know how much longer he can sustain his career if he has these injuries like he's been having recently. I mean, especially as you age, injuries hit more and more. So, I mean, I want to see him back. I mean, everybody likes his style of play, and I mean, like you said before, he was destroying Jannik. I mean, he was barreling through Jannik for the first 2 sets. I mean, his serving was insane, and everything was perfect. So, I mean, yeah, I want to see him back, but for Jannik also, it's kind of an issue as well because there was slightly an injury to the elbow.
Yeah, let's get to that in a second, but let's finish talking about this injury. I mean, I don't know. I kind of felt like as soon as he went down, he was going to retire. It just looked like something that wouldn't be fixed short term. He went off court for about 2 minutes. He came back and was just in tears. It was so tough to watch. By the way, Federer in attendance today. He was in the royal box, which we'll talk a little bit about later. But they panned to his face when Dimitrov was getting checked out in the medical timeout, and he looked so worried. And that just kind of encapsulated what had just happened in the last 5 minutes at that moment. And we mentioned the 5 consecutive retirements. It's been so tough for Dimitrov to stay healthy. But here's kind of what I think happened. If we talk a little bit about the match, you mentioned the serving from Dimitrov. He was serving absolutely out of a tree. He was serving, what was it? I have the stats here. 14 aces, and he won 84% of his first serve points. He was serving 140, honestly, quite regularly, which is very big for someone of his height. But I think he was stretching himself beyond the limit because he knew he had to against a player like Jannik Sinner. And I think he may have just stretched himself a little bit too far with how well he was playing and how well he was serving. I don't think it helped that after he won the second set, they had to close the roof, which was about a 15-minute delay. Dimitrov kind of got cold after that. So that would have been tough for Grigor as well. But this is just a tough situation for him.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. I mean, and Jannik handled it with class as well at the end of the match. I mean, he said it's a very unfortunate situation. Doesn't feel like a win. I mean, yeah, it's super.
He didn't even want to do the encore interview.
Oh yeah, he didn't. Yeah, I mean, it's really an unfortunate scene, to be honest. I mean, we probably would have seen Dimitrov win it, or Jannik maybe pull off a crazy comeback as well. I mean, there'll definitely be a match to think about for the future. Um, yeah, it's just a very sad scene on center court right now. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about what Dimitrov did do well though before the retirement came. He did exactly what we said he needed to do yesterday when we mentioned it in the preview. He came out. I mean, the serve was the main portion. I already mentioned the numbers. He was
Yeah.
serving ridiculously. Even Sinner, who is one of the best returners in the world, had no answers for it. And we'll get to Sinner did have a little bit of a physical issue, which we'll get to in a second. But yeah, that was amazing from Dimitrov. We talked about him using the chip yesterday. He used that to perfection. He was being aggressive. He came to the net a lot, and I think that really threw off Sinner's rhythm as well. Very smart from Dimitrov to do that as well. So he was doing everything well. But let's pan to Sinner now. You mentioned he handled everything with class. Um, let's talk about him. First game of the match, I think at deuce, he slipped and he kind of fell on his elbow. And he didn't get a medical timeout until the second set when he went down pretty early at about 2-3. That's when he got a medical timeout. It didn't seem to affect him too much, but you could definitely tell. I think his all of his speeds on every shot were a little bit down than usual. Um, yeah, so he's gonna. We had his press conference. He said he's gonna have an MRI on it tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. But how do you think this will affect Sinner going forward?
I mean, yeah, going forward, we're definitely going to see less velocity on the ball that he hits. I mean, if that's the case, if he makes it to semifinals and Novak ends up making it as well, that really opens up the whole match for Novak. If you can take off Sinner's pace, especially on grass, yeah, I mean, it's going to be detrimental to his game. But I also feel like against players like Shelton and Cobolli and like players that are going to be playing in the quarterfinals, I mean, I think Sinner can hit through those type of players. But when it comes to somebody like Novak, you can't hit through him because he's one of the best defenders of all time. And if he can out hit you, then I mean, you can't really do anything after that. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Look, I'm I'm not too worried about Sinner, but I definitely am a little because I do think he wasn't at his best. He was being outplayed today, but I don't think he was at his best at all in this match against Dimitrov. But I think he'll be fine. We'll see what the results are tomorrow. Hopefully, it's not too serious. But I don't think we should be too concerned about Jannik Sinner going forward. I do think his chances maybe go down a little bit though, in terms of winning the tournament. But we'll see how that goes. Let's move on to who he will be taking on in the next round. Ben Shelton is into the quarterfinals after a 4-set win against Lorenzo Sonego. This was their third straight meeting in a major this year. They played in Australia. They played at Roland Garros. Shelton won both of those. Lo and behold, Shelton is the winner again today. It was a great match. Sonego won the first. Shelton won the second. Shelton went up a break in the third, but he gave it back. They went to tiebreak in the third set. That was a big moment for Shelton. He went absolutely crazy in that breaker. He won 7-1, and then broke Sonego at 5-6 to win the match.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely a huge confidence win for Shelton for sure. I mean, beating Sonego 3 times in a row in the 3 Grand Slams of the year. I mean, that's huge. So yeah, I mean, I saw the highlights of that match. Shelton was just ripping off his forehand a lot. Specifically going forehand and backhand a lot in the rallies, kind of
Yeah,
dominating through that way. So yeah, I mean, it's good tactical play from Shelton, and his serve is also very consistent on grass. It's much more his second serve specifically, and his first sometimes as well is more kick invested than like slice or flat. So that kind of threw me off. But yeah, I mean, if he can keep on going forehand to backhand and just keep on powering through his forehand for matches, I mean, he can go pretty far with that.
yeah. One thing about Shelton's serve that I don't think people realize, he actually mixes it up a lot more than you would think. We know he has such a big cannon. I personally think he should go bigger more often, but he does like to mix it up. He likes to go kick on the first serve a lot. We've seen Carlos Alcaraz do that as well. He likes to mix up the spins, so that's pretty interesting. A big factor in this match, I actually think, was the net play. Shelton went to the net 58 times in this match, and he won 43 of those. So very effective at the net today, and he's now made his best slam result at each major this year. So very impressive from Ben Shelton. He's now a top 10 player. I think he'll be number 9 in the world now, so a career high from him.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, look, he hasn't had the toughest draws at these majors that he's gone deep at, but I actually think it's very good mental from Shelton because he's actually been able, unlike some players, he's actually able to take advantage of these open draws when they come to him at the majors because it's very easy to see a draw and you see an open draw and then your mind drifts away. So very good from Shelton to get to this stage. Let's
Yeah, for sure.
we'll do a bigger preview tomorrow, but let's just do a little preview going into Wednesday when Sinner takes on Shelton in the semis, or in the quarters, sorry. It's 5-1 in the head-to-head for Sinner. They played at Wimbledon last year. It was 2-4-6 for Sinner. Shelton was coming up 3 consecutive 5-setters, though. That's not the case this time. Right now, it's Sinner that's maybe a little bit more hampered with that elbow. They played in the semis as well this year, and that was a win for Sinner. I really think Shelton has a chance here.
Yeah, I think Shelton has a chance here as well. It'll be a matter of his spot serving specifically and his ability to use his forehand, like I said before, and utilize that.
Yeah.
And also, you said Dimitrov pushed the net a lot as well. If Shelton can push the net like Dimitrov did as well and throw Sinner off his rhythm, especially with the elbow injury and the elbow wrist area
Yeah.
problem that Sinner has, so he won't be hitting with much velocity, especially against Shelton's net game. I mean, that's probably one of Shelton's best games, to be honest with you. So if he can play that game the whole match, I mean, it's going to be very hard for Sinner to put up any sort of fight for sure.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think he will need to come to the net. I think he will do that. He did that effectively today. Let's move on then to Novak Djokovic. He is through in 4 against Alex De Minaur, but Novak absolutely cruised in the last 2 rounds. This was honestly anything but. It was a tight affair throughout the match. Novak said in his press conference later, he said he was very relieved not to go 5 sets, and it could have easily gone there. But yeah, let's De Minaur won the first set very comfortably, 6-1. Very windy in the beginning. We know Novak doesn't like to play in the wind. But Chase, we talked about this right before we came online about how De Minaur was kind of out Novaking Novak in a sense because he was playing percentage tennis. He wasn't going big. He was just
Yeah.
trying to out rally Novak. And historically, that's not a great play to go. But in this case, it was working out for De Minaur. So great for De Minaur. He was winning the longer rallies as well, which is very surprising against probably one of the best defenders in tennis history. Novak won this match by being aggressive. That's we talked about it, the serve +1 on the grass. That's what he needs to do, especially if you play someone like Jannik Sinner. But this is great from Djokovic. And then in that 4th set, it was 4-1 up. De Minaur, he had that lead. He had break point
Yeah.
to go up 5-1. That's what I meant when I said it could have easily gone 5 sets. But what do you make of this?
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, I mean, being able to out rally Novak Djokovic is a skill that not everybody has. I mean, the only person that I've seen really have that is maybe Rafa, maybe. And yeah, I mean, like I said before, De Minaur is specifically using the slice a lot to move the ball around against Novak. It was interesting to see their backhand rallies because after a while, Novak would eventually try to get out of that slicing rhythm, go to regular backhand. Then De Minaur would just keep on slicing through. So yeah, Novak off of his forehand wing too was very, very strong from what I saw. I mean, their forehand to forehand rallies, Novak was dominating, not dominating the whole point, especially with the wide angle too. Novak has one of the best angled forehands I've ever seen in my life. So, I mean, for me also, Djokovic had 38 winners, 38 winners. Yeah, I mean, it's just an offense-based tennis, and especially the drop shot too. He couldn't do anything with the drop shot either. De Minaur was running there immediately, so it was a matter of Djokovic being able to play consistent offense, and that's what he did the whole match.
Yeah, spot on there. I think Novak was icing his stomach at some point, so not sure really what that was about because it wasn't like it was a hot day either. I think it was the coldest day of the tournament by far.
Wow.
So hopefully Novak's okay there.
Yeah.
But we mentioned earlier Novak losing the longer rallies, and I'm just wondering if he does take on Jannik Sinner in the semis. I think if he plays Sinner in the semis, we know Sinner can't out rally Novak. We've seen it. So do you think it could be a problem going forward for Djokovic?
100%. If you, he like he's announced it before himself. I mean, he said they play alike. They both try to dominate rallies from the baseline. They both take the ball on the rise, all that. So I mean, yeah, if Jannik's able to out hit him, especially on the grass too, I mean, dude, it's gonna be a real problem for Djokovic, especially if you can't consistently play defense against Jannik, who always has you on your back foot. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be very hard. The only person that can play defense against Jannik consistently on tour is Alcaraz and Djokovic. And if Djokovic can't do that, then he really has nothing over Jannik, to be honest with you. Jannik's forehand and backhand beat Novak, and his spot serving is perfect. So that's the way I see it. If Novak isn't able to prolong rallies like he usually does in tournaments, then it's going to be a really big problem for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Before we move on to the last result, let's just talk about the OG, Mr. Federer, who was in the Royal Box today. He came to Wimbledon. Great to see him.
Uh,
He was watching Djokovic today. So great to see that. And then I think they had a moment afterwards on in the encore interview, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, him and Federer have had some of the greatest battles in tennis history. So yeah, it's good to see them there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Great to see Fed. Let's move on to the other result that happened today, and Chase called this one. Cobolli takes out Marin Cilic today in 4 sets. It was not the same Cilic, unfortunately, that
Yeah.
was able to take out Jack Draper. He just wasn't hitting the ball as well as he was. And man, Cobolli is just such a great mover and defender. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what you need against a guy like Marin Cilic to neutralize his offense. Cobolli was just really, really good. He went up 2 sets to love. Cilic did almost come back. It was a valiant effort from him. Won the third set tiebreak. Went up a break in the fourth set before Cobolli got things back on track, and Cobolli was able to get it done in a fourth set tiebreak. But this was, I think, Cobolli taking advantage, being able to take advantage of Cilic's age.
Yeah. No, I'm sure. I mean, like we said before, yeah. I mean, Chilich, his fitness isn't the best, especially coming off of injuries. So yeah, I mean, Cobolli, I think they like to play a similar game too. Cobolli has a big forehand, consistent backhand, relatively big serve. I mean, yeah. So like I said before, it was a matter of Chilic's fitness, and it couldn't hold up. And especially the level that he played against Draper too. That's some of the best tennis I've ever seen from that guy. So, I mean, yeah, it was a matter of him not being able to reach his full potential like he did against Draper, and that's what we saw today.
Yeah, great win for Cobolli. He's got Djokovic next. And how about this? It's Cobolli's first Grand Slam quarterfinal. It's Novak's 63rd. Shows you the gap that they have in experience. And then once again, just like we did for Sinner Shelton, let's just do a little preview into this quarterfinal. What are you thinking?
Sinner Shelton, right?
Cobolli Djokovic.
Cobolli Djokovic. Sorry, Cobolli Djokovic. Okay, so for me, my like outlook on this match is if Cobolli is able to prolong it, like I said against Cilic as well. If he can prolong it to 4 or 5, then he has a relatively better chance of winning it. It's going to be a matter of him playing offense for sure. Like you said, he's a good defender, but if you two good defenders play each other, you're just going to get 30-ball rallies the whole match. And I mean, Novak can't go 30 balls, and if Cobolli, if okay, I'm trying to phrase this in a way that I can get you guys like fully understand what I mean. If Cobolli's able to hit through Djokovic enough to the point where his defense will break down over time, then he can tire Djokovic out and just keep on powering through him the whole match. So basically, Cobolli would have to rely on consistent offense over time rather to Djokovic's age. Oh, slowly him Djokovic getting slower and slower and slower over time as they go deeper into the match. I feel like if Cobolli can drag it out to 4 or 5, then yeah, he's gonna win the match. Honestly.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So here what I'm thinking is that Cobolli has idolized Djokovic growing up, and this is his first Slam quarterfinal. They played in Shanghai last year, and it was an absolute rout for Djokovic. He won 1 and 2 against Cobolli. And what I'm thinking here is that Cobolli, I think he's kind of happy to be in his first Slam quarterfinal, and he's playing his idol. And I think this could be a rout once again for Djokovic. Look, I think if Cobolli does what you said by kind of playing like how De Minaur did against Djokovic and trying to out rally Novak, it might help him. Um, but Cobolli, I don't know yet if he is as effective as De Minaur, because De Minaur is a much more proven commodity as of right now than Cobolli. But we are seeing the rise of Cobolli here, so it's a very fascinating matchup that I'm looking forward to seeing on Wednesday to see what Cobolli can bring. But I like Novak here in this match.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good take. I feel like Cobolli will definitely get the intimidation from Novak for sure. It could definitely go either way, the way I see it for sure.
All right, everybody.
All
That's all we
right.
had today. We have the first batch of quarterfinals tomorrow. Let's preview them right now. It's day 9 tomorrow. Let's start with the last British man standing. The British hope, Cam Norrie, takes on two-time defending champion Carlos Alcaraz. The head-to-head is 4-2 Alcaraz, but they've never played on grass. Two of Norrie's wins have actually come on clay and hard courts. So what are you thinking for this one?
I'm taking Alcaraz just due to the
How
back.
much actually, how about this? Let me ask you this. How much percentage of a chance do you give Cam?
I'll give Cam 20 because I see it the way I see it. If Alcaraz can pound through his backhand the whole match, I mean, it's a simple job for Alcaraz. He likes to serve wide on deuce. He can kick wide on ad as well. I mean, and he can hit T on ad as well. I mean, it's going to be a tactical game for sure from Alcaraz, but that's where he succeeds in the tactics. So I mean, yeah, the way I don't really see Nori out hitting Alcaraz either or out moving Alcaraz. It's just Alcaraz kind of outplays him in every single category. To be honest with you, I see Alcaraz winning in 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think when it comes to pace, Alcaraz by far will have the advantage there, shot for shot. Look, I don't think Nori's going to be able to impose kind of some of those tactics and some of those. I mean, we saw him earlier this year moonballing against Medvedev, which was really
Yeah,
interesting.
that was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, I don't think he can employ really any of those tactics. I don't think they'll work against Alcaraz. The intangible here is the British crowd, and it will by far be on Cam's side, and he's going to have that. And I think he's going to enjoy having that. And I think that's going to lead him to one set. But I like Alcaraz to get this one done in 4. He is the two-time defending champion for a reason. He's on a, is it 21 match win streak or 22?
Let me see what I think.
22. Okay. 22 win streak for Alcaraz. I like him here in 4.
Yeah.
Let's get to the other quarterfinal then. This one, both guys who play very similarly, Fritz and Khachanov, head-to-head 2-0 Khachanov, but they haven't played since 2020, so I don't think we should really look into that. What are you thinking for this one?
Yeah, I mean, like you said before, the backhand down the line is going to be something to consider for Khachanov as well. I mean, if his overall game, if he can play like how he did against who did he just play? What's the guy's name? It starts with M. Is
My
it
check. My check.
Meister?
Yeah, he was
Mychek. Yeah,
using the backhand down the line in that one.
yeah, yeah. When he played Mychek, I mean, his offense was insane. I mean, it had something like it was just flat. It looked
I
like
think it was
Bublik.
44 winners.
Yeah, 44 winners. Looked like Bublik. Yeah, I mean, so the way I see it, if Khachanov is able to if Khachanov is able to get rid of Fritz's serve and neutralize his serve out of the game, then if Fritz can't move as much as Khachanov. So I mean, it could go 50-50. It'll be a matter of Khachanov just having neutralized Fritz's serve and his movement in general. And if you can allow not go forehand to forehand, I'd much rather prefer backhand to backhand for Khachanov against Fritz because, like I said before, I mean Fritz's forehand, he takes everything on the rise, he pounds through it. So I mean, yeah, if Khachanov can play aggressive off of his backhand, like you said before, I mean he could win the match. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it's this is such a fascinating matchup too for me because these guys play so similarly. They're both big servers. Their backhands are so rock solid. Their
Yeah.
forehands, I think Taylor has the advantage in the forehands.
Mm-hmm.
Khachanov does that have that very Western grip on his forehand. Yeah, but backhand to backhand is really even, I think, here. And I do think Khachanov will need to use that down the line backhand, as you mentioned. It'll be interesting to see. Look, I think Fritz has so much confidence right now. He's won 2 titles coming in, and I think that win against Pericard and then backing that up with that win against Diallo,
Yeah.
I think that just gave him so much confidence. I think that's what's going to get him through here. But I think this is a really even matchup. I'm going to take Fritz in 5.
Well, I'll take Fritz in 5 as well. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Okay, then we will go over those two quarterfinals tomorrow and preview the other two tomorrow. But that is what we have for you from day 8 at Wimbledon.
All right, thank you guys so much for your continued support. Our handle on all our platforms is Breakpoint Breakdown One. We have Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Go follow us there if you want to support. And yeah, I mean, we do it for us. We do it for the fans. We do it for the love of the game. So yeah, thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next one.